That's gotta pop a valve. Okay. Dumb con. He teleported me in the middle of the desert. Whatever he did, the tracker says the base is nearby too. What the? Huh? Something is not right here. What a promise's name? A raptor. I thought the dinosaurs were extinct.
And that's something you will be, Dinobot. Maximize!
Oh, this ain't good. Oh, crap. Whoa. Well, that was...
Now, face your death with honor. Death! In war, there is no such thing as honor. Who dares interrupt my victory? Why, you, of course. For I am the new and improved Dinobot.
I don't want to be on an adventure anymore.
Greetings, people on the internet. My name is Pixkid, and welcome back to the studio. Today, we'll be reviewing Maximal Dinobot and Predacon Dinobot. Now, Dinobot was from the Beast Wars series from 1996? 4? I think it's 6. And these two are a really good example of like evolution between the toy line. This being like in the early stages, when Beast Wars was first starting, and this one kind of showing off a bit more of the gimmicks throughout the toy line later on. So we're gonna start out the review with the original Dinobot, and we're going to see the Transmetal one a bit later. Now, this Dinobot is missing a few pieces. He's missing the two little pieces that fold around his head that forms the mutant mask, like with the other gimmicky figures throughout the toy line, because almost all the characters in the early stages had a mutated mask, kind of showing the more bestial side. But overall, this is a really good figure of Dinobot. Like, besides all the little details in the translucent legs, this is fairly accurate to the show. This one is a bit stockier, but I really love that this is so close to the CGI model. Now, the one thing I am a bit nervous about is the translucent plastic on the lower legs, the heels, and the ball joint that is for the legs. Because I'm worried that it might break. But I kind of learned, like with researching the figure, that these plastics, this plastic is fairly durable, especially on my copy. So, like, they're not floppy, they're not loose, like, they're really well intact. So I'm really glad that my copy doesn't have any broken legs or any other pieces in the toy. For the accessories for Dinobot, he comes with the sword that you've seen in the show. Put that right here. And the tail swinging weapon that kind of acts like a shield in the show as well. It also has a gimmick that you could push this little lever back here and it will spin. And I really love that gimmick as well. Although it is a little iffy because it's a few decades years old. But overall, it is all intact, and it really completes the figure really well. And I definitely love him. I definitely love him weapon ready in the toy. Now you can store the weapons in the back, but be careful while bending this, because this part of the figure does tend to snap. So please take your time while doing that, because you don't want to break this hinge, because this is important for holding the weapons and also for the dino mode that we'll look at a bit later. But you fold that out, you put the sword in the shield, close that up, and put that right in there. And you got some unique weapon storage. And it doesn't look that bad in robot mode either. Surprisingly, the posability on this figure is really well, and all the joints are fairly tight as well, which I love on a figure. So he has a ball jointed head. He could look up not that far and down not that far. He could go to side. His shoulder can go up and down, but be careful because it's tight, and go side to side. Has a little swivel on up here. Elbow can move up and down, and the fingers can open up and close. He has no waist swivel, but he does have an up and down on the leg, a fairly decent knee bend, a knee swivel, and no ankle pivot. So you're going to get some really good poses of this old figure, and I really love that you're able to do all that with this figure. Now, enough about this one. Now let's look at the other one now. Now, Transmetal 2 Dinobot is the clone of the original Dinobot, and this is scarcely accurate to the show. Like hands down, this is one of the most accurate figures that they could do in the 1990s, and they really did a good job showing this in the old cartoon with the CGI. And they really did a good job on the head, and I really love the chrome details on the figures, on this figure, like on the shoulder pads and the chest. And I just love the whole fossil look as well. This is a really great figure overall. Now for accessories, he has the tail for his raptor mode, and you can peg it in the back to make it more cartoon accurate, because he had his tail in his robot mode as well. But it really throws off the balance, because if you leave it on, he starts toppling back, because he doesn't have large heels, so he can't really hold the weight with the tail on. But here's something I have not seen in any other review of this figure. He has a peg on his thumb and a hole in the tail, and you could peg the tail in the arm. I have not seen any other review mention that on this figure, and I just wanted to shout it out real quick, because he can hold the tail in, but because of the weight of the tail and the ball joints, it is loose anyway. So do be careful of that, because it can topple him over as well. And the tail has a cool gimmick that you do this little rotor thing, and the tail does a little whip motion. It's kind of hard to show on camera at the moment, so we'll show that off in the beast mode. And the other gimmick he has is that you can open his chest, and it has a little spark chamber in it, showing a little Predacon crystal inside. And it kind of shows that off in the show as well, kind of showing like the spark opening up as well. So really good job with the figure overall. Now for posability, he has a little head swivel, but it's kind of hindered because of the shoulder pad, so you can move that as well to move his head a bit better. Now, and his arms has a rotation. He can go back and forth and out that far. He has an elbow joint that has a swivel. He has some finger joints as well, and a little bit right here. The thumb is not as posable because of this wire right here, so it kind of sticks out a bit, but you can still move that as well, which is not bad. The legs can go up and back, and it has a knee bend. It can do a decent side to side as well, and the foot has a little tilt, but it is not as well. And the problem with this figure is that it is fairly loose with the ball joints and it doesn't stand as well. So you might need to fix the ball joints a bit with a bit of PDA glue. So the robot mode for both of them are really good. I love all the gimmicks that you could do with the figures themselves, and just the fact that they are scarcely accurate to the cartoon, because like this looks exactly like he did in the cartoon, and this is mainly because of the toy, but this one is also fairly accurate as well, especially in the head without the little bits on the head. And they really did a good job doing all the details of the figures, showing like a gimmick as well with the tails. Really great job overall. Now let's take a look at their beast modes now. The transformation for both of them is complex yet also simple. And they both transform basically the same because it's the same character for one, and they kind of share a lot of the same transformation bit, and also kind of the same kind of sharing the same bits in a way. Like not really, but the way they transform feels exactly the same. Like the legs are like in the same area from the robot mode, and the robot arms are the legs for the beast modes, and the tails are in the back, and the head becomes the chest in the robot mode. So they kind of transform similar, but they really did a good job showing off both sides of them. And we're going to start by looking at this Dinobot again. The original Dinobot toy, it feels like a brick. He kind of looks a bit chunky. And it kind of shows and it's mainly because of his legs right here. And I can understand why it's translucent now, because imagine like this wasn't translucent and it just shows the rest of the body. But because it's translucent, it kind of has like the illusion like this, like imagine the legs are not there, like it looks like a better raptor mode. And I can understand why it's clear, so it kind of like keeps your eye off this as well. And I can understand that. But this is a really well done raptor mode. They painted all the details on this really well. And I love the eye as well, and all the teeth, even the inside of the mouth is colored. They really did a good job painting all the little details of this. Even the scales on this. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Like you can see all the little details right here as well. So they really did a good job of all the little details that they added on here. The posability of this, it has up and down on the little raptor arms, and the mouth can open and close, and the legs are just like the original, just like in the robot mode, so I'm not gonna bother with that. But overall, you can get some running poses of this and the mouth opening as well. So decent posability because it's not like a total brick in beast mode. So really good job on that overall. Now for the Transmetal 2 Dinobot, this is really gorgeous. I love all the chrome details, and it kind of shows a bit more in this mode. And I love like the fossilized like mechanical look on this. Like it feels like scientists grabbed a fossil and decided to put a robot skeleton inside all around the body. And I really love all the like details that they added on this as well. The spikes acting like missiles, these kind of like canisters. And I could show off the gimmick here a bit better. Like this little rotation bit, you could do that and it swings the tail back and forth. And I really love that feature on this. And I really love all the stuff on this really well. Now for the limbs, it has a little double jointed leg right here, which isn't bad. But overall, it's still the arms from the robot mode, and these are the legs. So I'm not going to show much of that, but what I will show is that the head can go up and down, and it could open fairly wide and it could go side to side. So decent posability of this as well, but it kind of shares all the other posability from the robot mode already. So the Raptor modes for both of them is also fairly good with accuracy for the show as well. Especially the Transmetal 2 version, because that looks exactly like he did in the show. This one also looks fairly accurate to the show as well. I don't know about the eyes quite yet. I might have to check it when I put it up. But overall, this is where it kind of shines of all the little details on this, because this is kind of fairly accurate to the show as well. So they really did a good job capturing the toys in the show. They really did a good job doing all of that. Maximizing and terrorizing both back and robot mode, it is time for the size comparisons now. Here they both are next to Deluxe Black Arachnia, Deluxe Cheetor, Transmetal Tarantulas, Core Class Rat Trap, Voyager Class Optimus Primal, Ultra Class Megatron, a Random Titan Master, and the Lost in Time Legends Class Sea Spray. So overall, these two figures are amazing. They are both unique in their separate ways. This kind of showing the more iconic Dinobot, while this kind of showing its clone, or like the Transmetal version of Dinobot. But these two are amazing figures. I got these two at Toy Ninja, and I got these at affordable prices, and these were in remarkable condition as well when I got them, especially with the translucent bits on him and the chrome being intact on this one as well. And I'm just really glad to have these two in my collection. But that is all. This is my review of the original Dinobot and the Transmetal 2 Dinobot. As always, my name is Pixkid, and I'll catch you all next time.